Good morning, ladies and gents. Today we have a couple of news I have to share from BSG, and I'll tell you what's the best way to farm money on PMC, on a scav, and not to sit in the long queues. But right before we start, let me tell you something. The hardcore wipe is finally here. No loot, no gear, no traders, and most importantly, no map selection. So you're gonna ask me, Axel, how do you make money? How do you do the quests? And it's quite simple. So whenever I play the game, you can select more servers on your launcher if you open the settings. However, there's a lot of regions like, for example, Asia or NA that are unavailable for me because of high ping. I use GearUp, and GearUp allows me to play on different servers, the ones I cannot connect to. So, for example, look, I'm connecting to GearUp, right? I am not able to play on Asia, and on NA I have really high ping. However, GearUp reduces the ping. I can play on all of the Asian servers right now, and my ping on NA is way lower than it used to be, and European servers as well. So my advice to you is, if you want to farm maps, you should connect to the servers where people are asleep. So right now it's like 3 p.m. In Russia. EU is waking up and NA is going to sleep. So if it does, at this very moment, you connect to NA, you will be able to find games faster, and they're going to be more empty. And with the help of GearUp, I can do it. I've been using it for like more than 2 years myself. I can guarantee you that it works because I've been using it for like 2.5 years. And on top of that, GearUp also lowers your ping, and it reduces the packet loss, which happens in Tarkov here and there. So yeah, in this wipe, I'd say that's a really neat thing. You can try it out by clicking on the link down below. And feel free to enter my promo code. I think you can get 1 day of GearUp for free to try it out. You can enter the promo code right here in the main menu if you click on code coupon and just enter Axel. Boom, just like this. I already used the code, but if you haven't, feel free to use it and get a free day of use. Connect to all the servers and just farm everything. So today BSG released a small tweet where they said that there are balancing changes to the hardcore wipe mechanics in EFT. Woods location is now available for the selection, so you can instantly go to Woods without transiting to Woods from factory. So extra map on the map pool. And BSG reduced spawn chance of the boss to 70%. You will still get the boss's majority of your raids, just not every single one. I think they've done this because people are farming bosses too much, and this is one of the best ways to make money, in my opinion, and still is. Even though it's been reduced to 70%, I still think this is how you make your money. As you can see, my stash is quite decent. I have like 7.3 million rubles. I already bought a case for 2 million rubles. I have top tier bullets. I have a bunch of nades. I have top tier meds. A lot of morphines. I have some good guns. I have some really decent guns with suppressors. I have an MDR. I have some good armors, good armor plates, and I'll tell you how to get that. So first of all, there's 2 ways to farm. You either play as a PMC or as a scav. Right now, you can scav in probably into any map quite fast, but if you cannot scav fast enough in any of the maps on your local servers, you can either change the servers to the ones where people are asleep, or you can scav into factory and transit to woods. That is really fast. So factory. Actually, I think there's no point to do Woods Transit right now because Woods is an open map. So yeah, I would either farm Woods on a scav or go to Customs, from Customs to Interchange, and from Interchange to Streets. I think Streets is the best map to farm right now for gear and for XP, and you don't even need to kill anyone half of the time. So you can get around 16,000 XP from killing Caban and his guards for your PMC, which is really good for leveling up. And the thing is that half of the time you don't even have to kill Caban, and let me explain you why. I'll tell you how to push his compound the safest way, and what to do and how to get the best loot. So the best way to get into the Alexis compound is from this entrance that is right next to the tower bank. The main problem is the gunner right here. I would not advise to pick him unless you have a zoomed scope. With something like a PSO and SKS or PSO and AKM, you can do like a peek like this and try to clap him in the head. However, the safest way is just getting a nade and chucking this nade towards the lamp. You literally do this. You chuck the nade, and as soon as it goes, you just start running like this. Doesn't matter which nade you use, as long as it lands around this area. The gunner is gonna run away, and during this time, you can safely run into here. And from here, you kind of defend yourself for a little bit. You pick the gunner, you kill the gunner, because he's gonna get back to the gun and sit down most likely this guy will either go downstairs and sit at the gun as well. He might stay here sometimes, so if you see no one, just pick him, kill him in the head. Most likely some of Caban guards will push you, so I will sit probably for like 30 seconds killing those guards. And after you're done, you check for Caban. Sometimes you can get a sniper here or here, but most of the time you will be safe. So to check for Caban, I would go here. I will check this position for him with a quick pick like this. If he is there, most of the times he will not see you instantly. So if you have a long range sight, you can double tap him, triple tap him in the head. A lot of times he will be here in this position. So if he is here, if you peek and he does no voice line, if he doesn't start shooting, you can probably either chuck a nade to make him run, and while he's in the running animation, you peek and you kill him. Or if he's not aggroed at you, you can just peek and kill him as well. However, if he does aggro on you, if he starts shooting, I would probably go around, kill this guard because he usually stays on the gun and doesn't move ever, and then kill Caban from this area. So you push this area, and then you kill him from here. This is safer, but takes more time. On the other hand, Caban might spawn in this area. If he's in here, it's much easier to kill him. You simply go through here. He will either stay right here, really close to the yellow line, and you just shoot him in the head a couple of times. He might stay right here, behind the truck, right here, or behind this box. So you just check those places really quick. Usually he never aggroes on you. He might have one guard with him, so you should stay aware, but generally if he's in this area, it's really easy to kill him. One of the upsides and downsides, you can say, is that right now Caban is bugged, as well as his guards are. They can spawn in different parts of this area, and sometimes they spawn outside of the compound, and if they do, they run into the compound and they run through landmines. So if you go to streets and you hear explosions within the first 5 seconds on the raid, you will find Caban dead right here in this area, as well as his guards are. If you play as a scav, you can instantly go here and loot them. If you play as a PMC, I would still advise you to go through the main entrance, because even if majority of Caban's guards and Caban is dead, you can still get the GL guy right here, and he will just jail you through the walls. So if you're a PMC, always go through the area. If you spawn in here, like if you spawn around this area, just go through the Concordia building, like go through here, go through the park, go through the Sparger, and go into the main entrance. Never go here first. But yeah, even as a PMC, he will die here a lot. A lot of people don't know that you can loot them because he dies in the landmine. Most of the time, he will be around this area, so you can easily loot him. And the landmines are actually a bit further. And same goes for scavs. Make sure you try to loot Caban first and search his pockets, because he can have a Lexus key which sells for around 420k, and that's how we make majority of our money. If you get good bullets on Caban, his bullets sell for around 120k, an additional 100k for his main gun. You can also get Tigers and Red Rebels on the mini bosses, as well as lab keycards and a lot of dollars. Once I killed one of his little guns, and he had a $2,500 in his pockets, I believe. So yeah, this is how I farm money. You can definitely do it too. Even though BSG decreased the boss's spawn chance to 70%, you can still do it. Let me quickly show you a couple of really cheap and efficient kits that you can run, because I know money can be tough. And when I started farming Caban yesterday, I had like 10,000 rubles left. I literally had nothing to my name, like literally no rubles. I did have some gear, which allowed me to start the farm. And so far, I would say there is two main weapons that I would consider for farming Caban. First weapon is Pepper Shot. It's very cheap. It shoots really fast, it doesn't jam, and you can get 70 rounder for it and just spray things. Also, bullets deal around 66 damage. I tend to use black tips with Pepper Shot, which work really well. I think you buy them for like 50 rubles a bullet, and you can buy like 1,200 of them per reset, so you don't really run low on them. And the second weapon is any of the 7.62 guns. I try to run AKMs because they are full auto. However, if you don't have AKMs, you can just run SKS. So with Pepper Shot, you literally buy Pepper Shot, get yourself a 71 rounder. Generally, I get 171 rounder and one additional mag. Get some extra bullets. Get yourself Pacom from Skier. You get yourself the cheapest rig and any sort of a backpack, just so you can reload. And for the SKS, you get OP SKS from, I think, Skier maybe? Let me check. You get OP SKS from Jaeger, my bad. And then you get the OP SKS dovetail mount from Jaeger as well. So you do need Jaeger unlocked for this. And then you get PSO scope from Proper, I believe. This one, yep. And on top of that, you can get a 20 rounder for SKS from Peacekeeper level 1, which comes in really handy. I usually bring 2 of those. And just farm Caban. I would advise going to ground 0 nighttime because there's less players and bosses see worse at nighttime. So go to ground 0 at nighttime and you instantly transit to streets. Then I instantly run to Caban. Usually you don't get too many players, not a lot of people play streets. And you just focus on Caban farming. Don't focus on PMCs. Most of the time you will find no one, especially if you play on the isolated servers, as I told you in the beginning of the video. So you'll be safe. You can make easy money and then you can focus on the quests. So yeah, I think this is so far the best way to make money. Right now, all the marked rooms, all the high tier rooms are empty. People are looting them and there is literally no items. Not like bad tier items. There is actually no items. You open marked room and there is zero items to loot. So this is the best way to farm. And yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this video short as I can. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, sub to my channel, and let me know down your thoughts in the comments below. And if this farming methods work for you and how you feel about this wipe. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.